Welcome to your local program BelAhdan, a show with an accent for those without one. There are a few news here in the media. I know the FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, won for the 5th time. This guy's been with FIFA since Mubarak. He needs a Tahrir Square to get rid of him. He's the most corrupt president for FIFA I've ever seen. Another news, Mahmoud Sultan, the Al Jazeera journalist, just released. He had to surrender his Egyptian citizenship, so they let him go. It's the most damaging news ever gotten from Egypt. You have to surrender your Egyptian citizenship to leave from a country that is run now by a dictator that he claims he saved Egypt. God didn't even save Egypt, but Sisi did. This is international news, but on a local news here is a very interesting incident that happened in Brooklyn Park a couple of days ago. A couple of Muslim American just driving or waiting for their son in Brooklyn Park in their own car, chatting, and all of a sudden a citizen from Brooklyn Park aimed the gun at their heads and asked them to leave the car. And there is a lot of story, a lot of debate about the motive of that person. You know, talking about neighborhood watch. I don't know what that means. Vigilante. You know, talking about people surrounding a mosque in Phoenix with guns. We're talking about people. Racial profiling young Muslims, the FBI, entrapment of young Muslims, and they have show and tell press conference. What is going on with America these days? I have no idea. I know Churchill once said, America will eventually get it right, but after they've tried everything else. We have here our two guests. We have here on my left, Mr. Adly Abumayaleh, and next to him, his wife, Ms. Majida Abumayaleh. Those are the two Muslim Americans. They were threatened under the gun while they are waiting for son in Brooklyn Park. Welcome to BelAhdan, Mr. Abumayaleh.
Shukran.
Thank you so much for coming. I know you guys been going through this for 2 days. I cannot imagine what this experience will be look like, but it's a lot of things are lost in all that story, which is what went through your mind when this happened. What were you doing, and what time was it, and what actually happened?
We arrived at the scene at the house where my son is to pick him up. Around 11:05, and we called him in the evening, and we called him and said, "Lou, we are outside waiting for you. Come on out." He said, "Okay, I'll be out."
How old is your son?
15.
Okay.
So me and my wife were sitting in the car chatting, waiting for my son to come out. Suddenly, on the passenger side where my wife was sitting, somebody slammed the window so hard.
With the hand or?
With the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And saying, "Open the window, open the window, open the window." So my wife turned to the right to see what's going on, to check it out, to see what's going on. And she saw the lady screaming and yelling, "Open the window, open the window," with a rifle in her right hand, pointing to the ground.
So the rifle was
pointing to the ground.
To the opposite. The front was in the hand. Okay.
Yeah, and she was about halfway of her height.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you can see that in the dark, right?
Yeah.
No, at first I didn't see it. I thought it's a stick or bat was in her hand. And she knocked on the window very, very hard, and I looked. It was a white lady, American lady, and she asked me, "Open the window, open the window." And I looked, and I told my husband, "She has a gun. She has a gun in her hand." I shut the window, and I locked my door, and I said, don't leave, Adli, let's run, she has a gun. He said, let's see what she wants. And he opened a little bit from the window.
His window or your window?
His window.
Okay.
And she was, open the window.
No, I
Okay.
opened her window from my side. That's what she meant.
Okay, I see. So once you open the window, now you can hear her clearly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That,
then-
that was the idea.
Yeah, and then, well, I wanted to know what's going on
Yeah,
myself
what you
because she
want.
froze to death
Yeah.
because she saw
I
the
was
gun.
very, very scared.
I can imagine that.
I shocked.
And then
couldn't-
I said, what's going on? What do you want? Why are you yelling and screaming? What do you want from us? And she said, you look suspicious. What are you doing here? You look very suspicious to us, to me, I mean. And what are you doing in this neighborhood? What do you...
Why don't you look like somebody from the neighborhood?
She was doing the talk at that time and screaming and yelling like a police officer trying to scare the suspect.
Well, I see.
So she is extremely screaming and yelling.
Does she look like it's all there, or she looks like she is intoxicated, or
We don't know.
Not bad, you know,
We
the way she
don't
behaves.
know.
At this time, we were thinking that she might use the gun because when my wife shut the window, when she saw the rifle, she shut the window, and she lifted the rifle and said, "Open the window or
She
I'll
actually
shoot you."
aimed the rifle?
Yeah, then she aimed the rifle and said, "Open the window or I'll shoot you." Then from my side, the driver's side, I opened the window and
I
I
see.
said, "What's going on? What do you want from us?" Why are you-"
How can you be calm to have that conversation with somebody have a gun aiming at you? I mean, do you still believe she's rational enough to have a conversation?
I myself made the decision if I don't talk to her, she may shoot us.
Really?
Yeah. I made a decision that the only way to avoid the killing and shooting is
To be reasonable.
if I follow her orders.
I see.
And I told her that we are waiting for my son for that house. She said, "What house?" I said, "This house, Kablani's house." And there is no Kablani's house. And I said, "Well, this house belongs to Kablani." And she said, "This house belongs to Muhammad." I said, "Okay, Muhammad is their son. That's fine, Muhammad." And she told my wife,
She actually knows the neighbor's name?
yeah,
She was the neighbor of that
she knows
house.
that the house
Yeah.
belonged to the son's name, Muhammad.
I see.
She refused to accept that this is Kablani's house, which is the
It's the last
family.
name.
The
I see
last
what you
name,
mean.
yes.
Okay. So she was worried about about that house, or what?
We
We don't know.
I see.
We don't know.
I see. So what happened next?
And then next, she told my wife to sit still in the seat, not to move, or she'll shoot her. And then she came around from the front of the car to my
To your side.
and she said, "Get out of the car." So I got out of the car and said, "Walk to the house and prove that your son is there." So I walked to the house in front of her with the rifle in my back, and that's when I
Can you feel the rifle?
Yeah, I was really scared to death that she might trip or
Yeah.
something goes wrong or
Yeah.
she'll hit the trigger. And by the time we got to the house, to the garage, the kids came out. My kid and the Kablani's kid came out. And I told them in Arabic, "Do not be careful, don't do any acts. She got a rifle, she may shoot us." And my son got a little bit tight and nervous, and the Kablani's son said, "No, this is our neighbor, she's not going to shoot us." So, "Well, she got a rifle." And he went to her and said, "Why do you have a rifle?" She said, I thought they were suspicious to me, and the police told me if I see something suspicious to go after him with a rifle, with my rifle."
So what did that come from?
She claimed that she's a neighborhood watch.
Is there a such thing?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, we need to know if this is like a such thing, and those people are trained to handle rifle or to handle a security issue. Well, anybody can walk around and say, But the interesting part is, I still do not know what suspicious means.
I don't know. Maybe
Isn't that the question the police should have asked?
The police said she's intoxicated. She's very intoxicated. That's the only thing the police
But she's
told us.
she's making claims. She's making. Actually, when you are intoxicated, you are more honest than when you're not intoxicated.
Yeah,
You know, you say what is
maybe
on
after
mind.
she saw me with a hijab, maybe she more
But this is a
aggressive.
diverse neighborhood.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is full of Muslims and
Yeah.
Arabs and
Jew and
Spanish and Asians.
African,
Actually,
all
it's a very
kind of
diverse
people.
city.
Yes.
Does it come across to you that this person have ever been in contact with any non-white or color people? I mean, does she? I mean, the way from her conversation, when way she acting, it seems like that's her first confrontation with a non-white or you know, when somebody was sitting with his wife. I mean, you don't look, like, teens or.
Yeah.
And that the first things come in her mind that people are suspicious.
Well, we weren't really worried if she's intoxicated. We were only
We don't
worried
even
about our
know.
lives.
Yeah.
Is she gonna shoot? Is she gonna hit the trigger? Is she gonna, whether she?
How this is tied to what actually going on Fox News, mainstream media, and it seems like there is a huge campaign, Islamophobia and from the top notch, from the FBI to congressmen and people on, top official come up with crazy idea about Muslim and Islam of all of this. So when you hear this type of things, do you think there is any relation about the overall attitude and this kind of Islamophobia that's been happening since 9/11 and what have you?
It could be the reason why it triggered her to act that way, because she saw my wife with the hijab, with the scarf on her head, that these are the type of people that the media is talking about, and it's the style that they do suspicious stuff. That could be one of her motivation, because she reacted like we are going to do something.
Have you ever experienced anything, not exactly that dramatic, but people talk to you about the way you dress, talking about at supermarkets, shopping malls, whatever?
No.
This is your first?
That's my first time.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a very dramatic. And how long you been in this country?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
About 36.
And this 36 years, 30 years, and people still think you are suspicious?
Yeah.
Because you're sitting in the car waiting for your son. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know what that lady is, Mrs. Nancy Noble, whatever.
Noble, yes.
Yeah, Noble. I don't know what's Noble, but Noble. She's almost 50 years old.
Yeah.
She lived and seen, I've seen a few.